Well, hey, everybody. Welcome to the update stream and Happy New Year. This is Bugs. I'm joined today by Miss D and Artemis. Say hi, guys.
Hey everyone, and Happy New Year.
Yeah, hi guys, and Happy New Year to you all.
Yeah, it's good to be back. I hope everyone had a wonderful holiday and a nice little break. Cue my doorbell ringing the freaking moment I start streaming, but I'm just going to ignore that.
Ding
And
dong.
what do we got going on today? Well, it is a forced wipe. It is the first forced wipe of the year. And as with a lot of Januaries, there's not like a whole ton to be showing off, given the holidays and the Xmas event and everything like that last month. The devs, generally speaking, don't push a lot of new content out in Januaries. There are some fixes and some changes coming, which I'll run through and you can check out on rustified.com. But yeah, not a whole ton to show off today. There are some new U2s we'll show off a little bit as well. Before we get into it, it's the standard affair today, so forced map wipe when the update hits. Even though it's a light content patch, it still does force a map wipe on all servers. No sign of a forced blueprint wipe, but map wipes will be across the board when this update hits. It is updated, it's expected at normal time. So that's 2 p.m. EST, 7 p.m. GMT. And so, what is that? Like 59 minutes from now? Maybe even sooner. We'll see this update go live. And generally speaking, we see the server update hit first. And then, about 10 minutes after that, we see the client update and the dev blog go live. And that's when we say the update is live. So, what is going on with this update? Well, real quick
Bugs,
before yeah.
sorry to interrupt. Maybe just say a bit about the Steam Auth timeout.
Oh, you read my mind because I was just
Yeah.
saying real quick before we go into that, I want to tell you Steam is shitting a brick at the moment, which is not a great thing to be happening on a forced wipe day. But people are, including me, I couldn't connect. You'll notice I'm not in the server today because I couldn't connect. Steam auth timeout is what I'm getting. And I even turned the secure 0 on the server because normally if you're having Steam issues, you can set secure 0 and then join the server anyway. That didn't even bypass it. So Steam is really shitting a brick at the moment. And I'm hoping that it gets better. I'm intending gets better before, the turn of the hour. But I don't know what's going on with that. But needless to say, I can't join the server we're in, and yeah, I'm not sure. I think a lot of other people are having that issue. The other thing going on is, and I just share this as a little context as you're listening to me today. The missus and I got a little covey wovey over the holidays, and unfortunately, my wife got it much worse than me, and she's still coughing and stuff. I didn't get it too bad, but I did get hit with fatigue and that whole brain fog thing. So I feel like my IQ has been cut in half about. I'm trying to embrace it and just embrace the idiocy. Anyone see that old Simpsons episode where they found out that Homer was so dumb because he had a crayon lodged in his brain from the time he was a kid?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then they take the crayon out and he's really smart and he hates it. He bonds with Lisa and everything, but he hates it. He ends up putting the crayon back in the nose. Yeah, I'm embracing that crayon in the nose. I'm just embracing it, baby. I'm just gonna go with it. But if I trip over my words a little bit or I sound just straight dumb, well, I'm gonna blame it on that covey wovey brain fog. But anyway, that's what's going on with me. It was a nice holiday. I hope everyone had a nice holiday. I just like laid low. It was actually not always bad to be sick because if you're a homebody, it's like, oh, you got an excuse to not do shit. And that's what I did. I played some racing games and I didn't do much of anything, and it was very nice actually. Uh, Artemis and Misty, how was your holidays?
It was good. I've been working a lot, so
Yeah, it was great. Just good to have a little rest.
Yeah, recharge those batteries a little bit. And you can tell I'm taking my time here because there ain't shit to talk about today. There's not a whole lot coming in. There's nothing to show off. So we're just basically hanging out here for about, I don't know, another 55 minutes or so until that update hits. But if you're having Steam issues, you're not alone. Hopefully, Steam will fix this stuff. Normally, these issues occur on Tuesday nights because that's when they do maintenance. But I don't know, something's going on with Steam or EAC at the moment. The devs are aware, and if they have any ability to, you know, fix it, I'm sure they're doing everything they can to do so. But it might just be a more macro thing with Steam that only Gabe and his ivory back scratchers can manage. So we'll see. But anyway, what's going on in the update today? As I said, not much. Christmas is gone. So all the Christmas events, those gingerbread teleport things and the jingle bells and the Santa going overhead and the presents and all that stuff, that goes away. So it'll be back in December, but for the time being, we say goodbye to Christmas. And as I mentioned, it is a light update patch, so there's some changes and there's some fixes. And I'll run through a couple of them. Like with the fixes, they're fixing some stuff with ragdolls in relation to mini copters and modular cars and stuff like that. Basically, making sure when a person dies, the body falls cleanly out of the vehicle they are in instead of like getting stuck and stuff. They're fixing some terrain texture errors on Mac OS. If anyone, does anyone play on, hit one in chat if you play on Mac OS. I'm very curious um, because I actually used to way back in the day, but whoa, we got a one in chat. Holy shit, jumped. Two ones in chat. I feel like
What?
now I feel like people are lying. There's no
Yeah.
way you motherfuckers on OS. Anyway, it's
There's no
fine.
way they
If
use an Apple mouse.
yeah, and more power to you if you are. Like more power to you if you are. Much love. What else they got? They fixed the spray can reskin not working on some older large box skins until the player reconnects. They fixed some unsafe ragdoll parenting methods. You don't want unsafe ragdoll parents. That's that's no good. You got to fix those glitched corpses and
Yep, out with them
when
in
killed on the back of
2024. Yep.
Scrapple. Yeah, that's what 2024 is about. Like safe ragdoll parenting. And yeah, a lot of these fixes are ragdoll related things. There's a fix for grenade throw tick time and explosive position and sync. You know, some basically obscure crap being fixed. Not, I mean, not crap as like it's not worth being fixed, but not really anything of huge note. There are some changes as well, like so if an item description is too long, it'll be scrollable. They also set the default focus map bind to F, and that doesn't interfere with the flashlight on and off. So if you're looking at the map in game, you can just hit F now, and it'll focus on where you're at. The conveyor filter and F1 debug tool now uses the same culture handling that the vending machine admin panel and crafting menu uses when searching. So better search functionality with the conveyor filter type stuff. They fixed a fishing bobber timing out um, stuff. I don't know. Sorry, my brain's like not really with it, and I'm reading this stuff. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, who cares? But no, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. I'm sticking with it. It's good stuff. If you want to see a full list, look at rustified.com. There's like some changes and fixes listed there. But the other thing going on is we got some U2s, some uh, limited edition U2s coming in here. There's actually two of them coming in. There's a heavy scientist and a hazmat. And I'll have Miss D drop a link in chat to the U2's collectibles website. And on that, you can see two new limited edition things there. And the cool thing about this collab or whatever it is, whatever you want to call it, is that if you order this in real life, then you'll get the actual item in game. And you can see them here in game. You can poke them and their heads bobble. That's pretty cute. It's a cool little gimmick thing. Now this is a pre-order, so what you'll need to do is pay money now, and then you'll get the item. It'll ship between June 1st and June 30th. They're 29.99 USD a piece. I don't know what the international pricing is. I don't know what shipping is. I don't know. I've never had a U2s before, but I have a strong urge to order these ones for some reason. I'm not sure, but I think I'm going to order it. But having the stuff in game and a real life item, that's kind of a cool thing. And so that's a thing going on. I'm sure, I don't know, did Russ tweet about this and I missed it? Or where'd this information come from?
It was on Steam, yeah, a few weeks ago, but I believe now they were
Oh,
listed.
cool.
Yeah, just as
Yeah, I guess I
news.
missed it on break, but yeah, we got some U2s in game. They don't provide any comfort at the moment. Do they do anything other than you poke them and their head shakes?
Eventually they pop.
Oh shit, the head fell off.
Just oh my
I
goodness,
love it.
what did I do? Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
So
It just crumbles.
yeah, they pop.
They pop and fall apart. That's kind of cool too. Uh, and
So yeah,
does anyone know? Does the real ones? Do the real ones bobble? What is a U? What are
I
you?
hope
What is a
so.
U2s?
I'll let you guys know in June.
They're like funky. I think they're bobble. I think their whole thing is that the heads aren't they bobblehead
I
things?
believe so. Yeah, yeah. I believe they're going to be the same.
Yeah, cool. I don't know what does it take to craft these? Do you know, or is it just like?
No, unsure at the minute. So they're just kind of an item for now. We can't do
Yeah.
anything with them. Research them and find out.
Yeah, and the item hasn't been fully implemented yet, probably because they're not going to be actually in game. I don't know. I will they wait to give these people the item in game until it actually ships in June, or if you purchase it, maybe you'll get it sooner in game.
I believe the listing says that you should receive the codes within around a month, but I'm not sure if that means that they'll be redeemable immediately or whether that'll be on release.
Cool. So we'll probably see these U2s figurines like properly make their way into the game in the next month or so. And then if you order them now, you'll get the actual U2s in real life in June or July sometime because it's a pre-order. But that's a cool little collab thing going on with
Someone
Russ
just
and
said they're
U2.
sold out. I don't know if that's a joke or not, but yeah, maybe you gotta be fast. I think a lot of people would like these.
Are they already sold out? They just weren't
Not
like a second
sure.
ago, but maybe they are. I don't know. And maybe there's different like stock for the US store and the other one.
Time will tell.
Yeah, I'm just refreshing. Doesn't looks like it's still in stock, but I don't know. Who cares? Anyway, what else is going on? Oh, so our solo servers launched last month. This was in response to they retired the Baron maps and everything like that. And yeah, we had two Baron servers, and we were like, shit, what do we do with these things? And what we decided to do was take the most requested server type that we've gotten over the past couple of years and launch that. And it turns out that was solo. So last month, you might have noted we launched a US and an EU solo server, the first solo servers on the official list, actually. So that was really cool. And they had a great launch month. They were really popping, a lot of great feedback. So thank you to everyone who, played there and gave some feedback. As part of that feedback, we have decided to shift the solo servers to a bi-weekly wipe cycle. So that will be as of today, as of the wipe today, as of what is it, 45 minutes from now when the solos wipe, they will go to a bi-weekly cycle. So that will match the like medium and trio kind of wipe cycle. And yeah, that's just due to popular demand because I think it was 4-1 vote for switching to bi-weekly. So yeah, once again, thank you guys for the feedback on that. And you can find our solo servers freshly wiped after the update on the official list. That is if Steam is working. Once again, if you're just tuning in, Steam is shitting a major brick right now. We're not sure exactly what's going on or what the cause is. It's been happening for a bit today. And so hopefully it'll resolve itself within the hour before this update hits. Otherwise, there's going to be a lot of upset people trying to play the Rust wipe and not able to connect due to Steam, auth timeouts, and various other EAC issues. So hopefully that will be resolved. I'm over here with my fingers crossed. Now, also, we're expecting with the update, of course, a dev blog is coming out. And the dev blog is, as they've said, going to kind of summarize what happened in 2023 and then go into some of the plans for 2024. So, although there isn't much new content coming out today, pretty much no new content coming out today, there is some cool stuff on the horizon, and we can see in the commits there's some cool stuff being worked on. First and foremost, there's backpacks being worked on. So, it looks like that what is now just the parachute slot will soon have a backpack to put in there. You'll be able to carry more items. It looks like, based on the testing, they were playing with the idea of like 25 extra items in a backpack. Still not sure if it slows you down, if it's going to make you slow down after a while or not be able to run, or what the hindrance or downside of the backpacks is going to be. But backpacks are being worked on, and it looks like they might be in the next month or so. I'm just totally guessing. Once again, we're not developers of the game. I'm just a fan of the game like you guys. And we are an independent organization who reports on development news and runs the best servers that we can. But yeah, not developers, so I don't know specifically when it's coming out. But given the commits and what we're seeing in that realm, I imagine backpacks will be pretty much one of the next things on the chopping block to go live into production. Also, they're probably going to give some update on that Nexus, the server to server transfer stuff, and the clan system, because that's one that's been out there for a while now. It's actually been technically in the baseline of the game. It's been like in the background, so to speak, these Nexus servers, but it's just kind of been toggled off and not, you know, having anything done with it per se. But I imagine we will see some more around that clan system and the server to server transfer stuff. The Nexus is it Nexus is that what they're going for? Or Nexi? I don't know. But we'll probably see some more with that in the coming months as well, and maybe some more news on the devlog with that. Also, apparently, they're going to be working this year on overhauling AI again, and they might be looking for a new person to bring on to code that AI. Uh, it's interesting because the AI of the game has been something they've overhauled a couple times. In the 10 years of tracking development, I can think of at least two times they've done like a real big overhaul on AI, but I feel like it's more, but it's still not where they want it to be. So they're going to be doing another overhaul. I feel like that though now, like we're in 2024. Look at what happened last year with AI and like generative AI, the tech stuff, the picture stuff. I'm authentically wondering here, and this isn't just for Rust, but like just as a video gamer in general, like when is that AI stuff going to sweep in and we're going to have NPCs saying crazy shit to us that was never scripted? It's got to be pretty soon. But then I wonder, as they're doing like animal AI, I know they call it AI, but it's not really AI, right? But I'm wondering, maybe there's some like of this new generative AI stuff that could be tied into to help improve the AI in Rust. I don't know. I'm just kind of dumbly thinking out loud here because my brain is not working too well. But it would be interesting if they start bringing some of that in this next overhaul of AI. I don't know if they will or what, but they will be apparently working on tweaking and overhauling the AI a bit. A lot of people will be happy to hear apparently they're going to be working on changing some things around nights as well. So I don't know if that's going to be making them brighter, like a lot of people request, or it's going to be something else. But apparently, there are some changes around nights that will be coming in the near future. And also, they're going to be getting more into and going back to, I should say, the global networked basis stuff. And that was, of course, if you're not familiar, that's the being able to see a base from across the map thing, where it turns each prefab of the base building blocks into a prefab on the map, more like a rock or a tree, which enables you to see like a low poly version of that from much, much farther away. If you recall, they tried to launch that in what was it, October, um, September. They tried a couple times with it, but it had various issues around performance and glitches and stuff like that. And so it's been back in the workshop, so to speak. But I do believe we'll see some more stuff on global network bases. And that's a really cool one. Once they get that working, that's going to be really great because the quality of life that that provides to be able to scope out bases from like across the map, climb up a hill, or get in a mini copter. And also, when you're in a mini copter strafing around, not having those huge hitch moments where your game freezes and then all of a sudden you're flying straight into a huge Zerg base that was invisible as of just a couple seconds ago. That's the type of stuff that global network bases will resolve. So I am excited to see that come in. What I'd also love to hear them talk about, if I'm just being editorial in a little bit, I'd love to see some more stuff on anti-cheat. Like, let's be real here. That's um, the biggest problem in the game. I'm just gonna call it. Like, yeah, we need optimization. Yeah, there's quality of life things. Yeah, there's some balance things in game. But really, anti-cheat is what we need. We need some control around the hacker situation. We need some progress around that. And this is an interesting, it's a frustrating one because given the cat and mouse game, they can't be like, oh yeah, we're doing this, this, and this with anti-cheat, and we're going to be detecting this, and we're going to, because that just gives the cheaters more ability to counter what they're doing. So they keep all that stuff very close to the vest. But as a player, that can be frustrating because you're going through, you're seeing hackers. It's an issue with the game that is not getting better, and then you don't hear anything about it because they're not giving any specifics. But I do hope more around anti-cheat is happening. I do know based on some internal conversations that we've had, there is plans for improving anti-cheat, and they are working with EAC. So I'm really hoping that we see some real steps forward in that, because I'll tell you, last year we didn't see steps forward in that from EAC at least. We didn't see shit. It's just they did the summary, and I'm curious how many, if they're going to post the amount of accounts they banned in 2023. Because if you go back a year and you look at in 2022, they banned over 800,000 accounts in 2022, and there were only like 1.8 million people going through official servers or something the whole year. So, yeah, it was a bad problem. We didn't see it get better in 2023. So I'm really hoping we see some progress there, because otherwise that's the type of thing that will just kill the game over time, and I don't want to see that. So I hope we see more on anti-cheat. I will tell you, internally here at Rustafied, we are still working on anti-cheat. We're working with third-party softwares and creating our own solutions around anti-cheat, things that allow us to get alerted of hacker type things happening on the server as they happen before even a player reports them. And then our moderators are able to go in and actually confirm the behavior and ideally get rid of hackers before the players in the server even notice that they're hacking. That's what we're working on at Rustified internally. And I'd prefer not to be spending the resources and time doing this, but I see no other option because it's such a problem with the game and EAC hasn't fixed it yet. So, not to go too off on hacking and the cheating problem in the game, but let's be real. It's call a spade a spade. It's a big fucking problem, and something needs to be done about it more so than what's being done, what has been being done in the past year. Let's just put it that way. I think that's a fair statement to say. So I am hoping we see more on anti-cheat. I'd also, I'd love to see more optimizations in the game this coming year. And also, people don't seem to be too thrilled about the gunplay, like the state of gunplay at the moment, since the recoil changes and everything, whenever that was. So maybe we'll see something with that this year. Maybe they'll throw a couple bones to the OG players who were really unhappy with the recoil changes. I don't know, but that would be interesting to see, because I don't think as a whole people are really thrilled with the state of gunplay at the moment. But that's just my perception of it. I could be mistaken. But anyway, that's maybe some of what we'll be hearing about in the devlog when it goes live. It should be going live within about half an hour. If you're just tuning in, basically I'm just droning on because there's nothing to show off. It's a light content patch. There's nothing really new coming in the game. Not anything crazy of note, so I'm just kind of blabbering. But hopefully, we'll see this update go live within a half hour. Hopefully, Steam stop shitting the bed and we see Steam auth timeouts and all that stuff resolved so that people can actually have a nice, clean, fun, fresh wipe gameplay action going on today. But I'll pause for a second and see, hey, Misty, we got any questions from the audience?
Yeah, we have some. First, I want to say thank you to, hold on, Little P19 for Prime.
Yeah, thank you for the Prime sub.
Uh,
I
Yeah.
forgot what the word subscription was. I was like, membership? That's not it. Subscription, that's what it is. Yeah, thank you for that support. And just as a quick reminder, we are an independent organization. We're not developers of the game. We're not on the Facepunch payroll. We are just fans of the game like you who love reporting on development news and running the best servers that we can. And the only way we can do that consistently is through the support of the community. So to each and every one of you who tunes in and watches, to people who give bits, I'm still not sure what those are, to people who subscribe on Twitch, and to our wonderful, beautiful, loyal VIP customers. Thank you so much for the support because we wouldn't be able to continually do what we do here without that support. So much love to you all, especially, and thank you.
Do you know how to fix the Steam auth timeout issue?
I don't. I thought I had a little ace up my sleeve. It wouldn't work in production servers, but I thought for me, because I'm just before the stream, I'm trying to get into our test server here. Not like we have anything to show off today, but I like to, have my character standing in the server with a bucket hat on, sitting on a chair or something. You know how it goes here. But I kept trying to join. I got Steam timeout error, and I thought, you know what? In the past, if you go to the server and set secure 0, that just turns all the anti-cheat stuff off. That should resolve it, hopefully. But that didn't even resolve it. Still just timing out on Steam. I restarted Steam. I verified integrity of in-game cache. I verified my own personal integrity, really audited how I've been as a human being, if there's anything there that could be impacting my Steam connection. But no, when it comes down to it, I have no friggin' idea how to fix this. I think it just needs to be resolved by Steam, and hopefully it happens soon.
When is the stats coming on Rustafied servers?
We are still working on that. We thought we had a developer last year, late last year, to do that. We've scoped out the project. We were trying to bring a developer on to execute on the project, and unfortunately, they were not able to fulfill on that. And so, at the moment, we're shopping for developers and uh, really looking to get that coded in quarter 1 of this year. We're also working on a new website for the e-commerce platform. So where you go to buy VIP, I know that website sucks. It's just it's like a 10-year-old disaster. Um, and so we're working on creating a new flow for that VIP purchase process as well. And then ideally maybe bringing everything together. We do have the my.rustified.com site now where you can report players on a website, give more information, and through there you can also whitelist and link your Discord and everything like that. And so we're going to be building that out a little bit more. And within all that, we are shopping for developers to do the stats and leaderboard thing. And with that, what I really want to do is something that's unique and really of value to the people looking at it. And not just something that you know you've seen before on other servers. So when will that be? Sometime quarter 1 or 2 this year is my plan, but we're a little behind schedule on that, if I'm being honest.
Do you know when Trust in Rust 2024 goes live?
I believe, wasn't that the 13th?
Not 100%, but it sounds about right. I think it was the middle of the month sometime.
Yeah, I think it's a week from Saturday. I believe it's the 13th. So it's not this week, not this weekend, but the following weekend is when the Trust and Rust stuff kicks off. And I'll make sure to have a little note on that on the article next week to give you the times and everything. And that's going to be cool. There's going to be drops and everything. People competing, teams competing, everything, all raising funds for, I'm sure, a great cause. I actually don't know what cause they're raising funds. We don't have anything to do with Trust and Rust. But they always raise funds for a great cause. So expect some Twitch drops and probably skins you can purchase, the proceeds of which go towards this great cause, I'm thinking. And yeah, tune in next weekend for that.
What happened to the hardcore servers?
Pff, no one played on them, basically. Everyone was like, oh, we want hardcore mode. It's going to be awesome. And then they launched it, and then no one played it.
I saw someone asking if we could get a hardcore solo server, but I feel like they can just go on a main server. I think a lot of people is asking for a solo server because normal main servers are too hard, right?
Yeah, and yeah, if you're trying to solo on a normal server and you're going up against a 30-person Zerg, I mean, you're gonna have
Yeah,
a bad time. So,
that should be
uh,
hardcore enough, I feel.
yeah, that's pretty hardcore. But no, we're not gonna do a solo hardcore mode server because that's just a little too niche. And quite frankly, although a lot of people said they loved hardcore and wanted it, that didn't equate to numbers in the servers. So it just never really, as a mode, took off.
Can we confirm if the fix with the camera was fixed?
Can we be a little more specific about that?
Specific, yeah.
Because I've been on vacation for a couple weeks and I've been uh, a little under the weather, you could say. So not fully with it with what that might be.
Do you think we're gonna get Rust too?
Yeah, well, Rust 2 is confirmed, right? Gary, when he was bitching about the Unity changes late last year, finished his what was it? What was the title of the blog? I think it was Unity Can Get Fucked. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
yeah, for
it.
sure.
On the last like sentence of that or the last paragraph of that, he said one thing's for sure: Rust 2 will not be running on Unity, and that was the first kind of and only mention that I've seen of Rust 2. Um, Ooh, look at this. I got more news for anyone on the Steam timeout stuff. I'll come back to Rust 2 in a second, but Valve has confirmed something is overloading at the moment. And we got that from Alistair, from one of the developers. So Steam has confirmed there is an issue. Something's getting overloaded. I don't know if, I mean, when I hear overloaded, I hear DDoS attack. I don't know if someone's attacking Steam or the EAC servers or what, but if you are getting a Steam auth timeout, you are not alone, my friend. I couldn't get into the server myself, and it has been going on today. So hopefully, man, we're coming down to the wire here. 28 minutes till the update goes out. Uh, of all days, right? But hopefully it does get resolved because otherwise, this is a nightmare forced wipe. People trying to get in and Steam timeouts, all that stuff. Not going to be a fun time, but hopefully, knock on wood, it is resolved. Now, with Rust 2, it was confirmed by Gary in the sense that he said Rust 2 in a sentence in a blog. But we haven't heard anything else about that. I don't think Rust 2 is right around the corner. I don't see them pausing development of Rust to just go into Rust 2. I also think one interesting thing of note in the context of that blog is that before he mentions Rust 2, he said this is our own fault because I've known for a while we should kind of develop our own like game system, like game engine of sorts. And then that's got me thinking about Sandbox because that's what Gary is working on and has been working on primarily is Sandbox, which is kind of a lot of people are calling it like the Gary's Mod 2 or something like that. But what I'm seeing, and maybe it is, but it's kind of like a sandbox video game creator. And what's really cool is that they've already set up with Steam that people will be able to create a game on Sandbox and then launch it as a standalone game on Steam. So it looks like Sandbox is kind of going to be its own game engine. You get where I'm going with this? So it would make sense when that's built out enough that Rust 2 would be built on top of Sandbox. Now, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon because I believe Sandbox, like a couple months ago, kind of decided that they were going to retool some things, go back to the drawing board on a couple things, and they're kind of my sense of it at least is they're kind of reimagining and refactoring some of the code, you could say. And so I think when Rust 2 comes, it probably will be built off of Sandbox, but I also think that Sandbox probably needs another at least year or two of development to get to the point where it could actually provide the resources that a game like Rust 2 would need to be developed on. So that's my sense of it. That's purely a guess and speculation, but it's all to say I don't think we're going to be seeing Rust 2 anytime in the near future.
Let me see here. Do we know if the mirrors will make a return? Did
Uh,
I?
I think they will. I just got distracted by this guy saying Rust 2, talking about me saying Rust 2 confirmed and not realizing how wrong that was. I don't know. It's confirmed in the sense that Gary mentioned Rust 2 in a blog. I don't know whether that's going to happen or not, but Gary said the word Rust 2. And so people took that as there will be a Rust 2. You take that however you like it, my friend. I'm sorry, what were we saying?
If they will make the mirrors return?
That's it. That's a tough one, it seems, because the mirrors have to like kind of re-render everything that's in front of them. So it actually turns out it's like a lot of calculations to do a mirror, at least in the way that they were doing it. I'm not sure if there's some other way that could be done that's more performant, but I think eventually mirrors might return. But my understanding of it is that programmatically, it's kind of hard to make a mirror that is accurate and performant. And given the state of optimization in the game already, I think they're very um, like cautious to put in something that's like they know isn't performant.
Will you guys expand slots to 500 on EU Medium 3 this wipe like last time?
I'm sorry, what was the question? Sorry, I'm like half here. I told you guys, I'm
Goodbye.
like, I've been struggling with brain fog. I got the crayon way up the nose, Homer Simpson style. I'm like hardly here. So bear with me and thank you for bearing with me. And what was that question again?
Will you guys expand slots to 500 on EU Medium 3 this wipe like last time?
Yeah, that is the plan. So a little bit about the server slots and the max slots. I'm glad this was asked because I'll touch on it. We got a little time. Um, a lot of servers do what's called dynamic population, and that's basically when the queue hits a certain amount, then the max pop will rise, and it'll do that automatically. And a lot of servers on the official list have been doing this for a while. We didn't do it for a long time, but then decided due to popular demand and people wanting to get more slots in the servers and everything, we decided to start playing with it last year. In November, we went a little hard on it and didn't have it reined in very properly, and some people weren't happy. So we've reined it back, and we're kind of doing a more slow rollout of the dynamic pop, and we're only doing it on certain servers. Medium threes are one of the servers that will have dynamic pop, so it'll start at 350 and go up to 500 as demand dictates. And we're going to be playing with the dynamic pops a little bit more. It is like this balance game, right? Because if we let too many people in on day one, then performance goes downhill, and we can't let that many people in on day two. And then everyone says, oh, why was it X pop yesterday and Y pop today? So we're playing with the balance of it and everything like that. But medium threes should, EU medium threes should go up to 500 after wipe, I believe.
So I was just messaging one back in chat. He was asking how much comfort the U2s give, and I was replying back that as of right now, they don't give anything, but they could change, I guess.
Yeah, the U2's figurines in game don't seem to be fully implemented yet, so we're not seeing crafting values or comfort or anything like that. So I don't think they're finalized yet.
Do Rustafied servers BP wipe this wipe?
Most Rustified servers do BP wipe with the forced map wipe. The exception to that is medium threes and long threes. So if you're looking for a no BP wipe monthly wipe option, that would be long 3. If you're looking for a no BP wipe bi-weekly map wipe, then that would be medium 3. And those are the Rustified servers that don't wipe blueprints, both in US and EU. And then all other Rustified servers wipe the blueprints with the forced wipe each first Thursday. Look at this. We got a server update is out, right? Pretty much on time. Excellent. So server update is out. Hopefully, with all the Steam issues going on, this doesn't impact the actual Rust update going out. I don't think it will. Hopefully, it doesn't look to be because the server update came out. But this is cool. This means update looks like it's on time. Let me tweet about it and update the overlay. But the server update's out. If you're unfamiliar, basically the server update comes out, and then about 10, 15 minutes later, we see the client update come out, and then the dev blog hits. And when that client update comes out, that's when we really say the update is officially live. If you are a server owner, though, I encourage you to start restarting, updating, and wiping your server now. But if you're a player, hang on for another 10 minutes or so. We'll see that client update hit, and then that will be the update going live.
I want to say thank you to IG Wizard, I think it's pronounced, for Prime sub as well.
Yes, thank you so much for the support.
And I think we do a recap because I don't see more questions that we haven't already answered.
All right, awesome. So a little recap. First and foremost, Happy New Year, everybody. Hope everyone had a great holiday. With the update coming out today, as many January updates, it's a very light content patch. The development cycle slows down in December with the holidays and everything like that. And so with that, we generally don't see much new things in the form of content coming out in the January updates. And this January update is no different. It's a very light content patch. There are a couple changes and fixes, a bunch of miscellaneous fixes for like rag dolls, some terrain texture errors on potato quality for macOS computers, fixing some stuff with grenade throw tick time and explosive position and sync, and fixed spectate health for admins. That's actually a nice one. Then some changes like if the description is too long, it'll become scrollable for an item. If you want to focus the map, you can now just hit F by default with the map up and it'll do the focus map. Some fixes to the conveyor filters and things like that. So just some small miscellaneous fixes and changes going live with the update today. No big content today. There is some cool stuff on the horizon, and we do expect the dev blog to talk specifically about not only some of what happened in 2023, but also giving some context for people, some heads up on what the plans for 2024 is. I do think that they're going to be talking about backpacks. I think that's one of the next big functionalities on the horizon. So you can wear a backpack, you can carry extra items, maybe it'll slow you down, things like that. I'm curious if they're going to talk about the Nexus server to server transfer stuff and clan system stuff. Apparently, there's going to be an overhaul of AI this year. Word on the street is. There's also some word on the street that they're going to be shifting some things around with nighttime in game, which I think a lot of people would be happy about. And also some more news probably expected on global networked bases. That's being able to see the bases render from across the map. So expect some stuff on that and maybe some news on other things. I'm still, my head, what popped into my head was pets. Remember those? Remember there were going to be pets in the game? I wonder if we're going to see anything with pets in 2024. I don't know. But going to read through that and pay attention to that. I'm also interested if there going to be any talk about optimization, gunplay, and and really anti-cheat. Like that's if there's, as far as I'm concerned, they could pause on development of the entire game, all new content, all new everything. If and even if it took months, if it ended up where the hacker situation is like much better at the end of it, and I know that's not how development works, of course. You know, like not everyone works on anti cheat. In fact, anti cheat is run by EAC, It's not even an in-house face punch thing primarily. But I would love to see some more on anti-cheat. And I do know, due to internal conversations, that they are working on anti-cheat. They're working with EAC. They're doing things, but that's about where the descriptiveness ends, because any information you give about what they're doing will just help the hackers hack better. So, but I do hope we see some significant shifts around anti-cheat this year. And do know that at Rustafied internally, we are doing a lot of third-party stuff and our own in-house stuff to detect cheaters, and kind of building our own in-house anti-cheat a little bit, because, well, we're not getting it elsewhere, and it's a big problem and it needs to be resolved. So our goal is to have less and less hackers on Rustified servers, but let's be real, the hacking situation is a issue that plagues the entire game right now, and it's something that needs some resolution. So hopefully we see some on that this year. Also, did I mention there's the limited edition U2s going live soon? The pre sale is live now. You can go to u2s.com and look up Rust. There's a heavy scientist and a hazmat guy. They're limited edition U2s. And how it works is you pre order it, they're like 30 US dollars each. And then what you'll get in like apparently a month or so is, or eventually you'll get this in-game item. You can see him here, where it's a little guy. You can poke his head. The head bobbles, and eventually the head falls off and the whole thing falls over. It's kind of funny, but at the moment they're not giving any comfort or anything. I imagine they probably will, maybe when they're really being implemented in the game, but they're not fully implemented yet. So no crafting costs, no stats really on them. But that is another thing that's coming. And if you want to support the developers and U2s and get a cool little collectible, head over to u2s.com and pick those up, and you'll get the item not only in real life but also in game too, which is cool.
I
Uh,
posted the link in chat.
awesome. Thank you, Misty. And what else we got? Oh, a little thing on the solo servers, real quick. We are switching our solo servers, which just launched last month. The first solo servers on the official list are switching due to popular demand to a bi-weekly wipe cycle. So they were weekly, and this was out of Baron being retired. We swapped those servers to solo servers due to popular demand, and now we polled the community, and we will be switching to a bi-weekly wipe schedule for those things starting today.
Someone was just asking if there's a discount code for the U2s.
Maybe I don't have one, unfortunately, but maybe there is. If anyone has one, post it in chat, because hey, save some money. And for anyone just tuning in, the server update is live. It does look like the update is coming out on time. Oh shit, as I'm saying it, the client update just hit. Awesome. So the client update is live. I don't know if the dev blog is out yet, but let me tweet about it. Let me post it. And hopefully Steam issues get resolved, because Steam is having issues with Steam timeouts and some EAC things. It has been confirmed that Steam is being overloaded with some things. So there are connectivity issues on Rust servers at the moment. Hopefully those are resolved soon, if not already. But no, the devs and Steam are aware of the issue and working to resolve it.
What is the benefit of a dynamic pop versus just setting a higher max pop?
Um, it's I don't know. My brain's so fogged right now. I can't give you a concise, clear answer. Um, there's things with supply and demand and performance and various other things that factor into it. Um, but yeah, let's see.
Hmm.
Is the dev blog out yet? Yes, surviving a decade. Look at that. Dev blog is out January 4th. 10 years of Rust. Cool. All right. Devblog's out. Client update is out. Next month, we will see backpacks. Yes, February 1st will be backpacks. And what about performance, Nexus, night times, anti cheat, old content? Awesome. They cover all that stuff, and I will read that and go through that. But in the meantime, the update is live. Go update your Steam clients or update your Rust clients. If you're not seeing the update hit, restart Steam, and that should queue it up. We're getting our servers wiped and online. And yeah, we'll leave it at that. We will be back next week, as always, with more development news on what's going on in Rust development. A huge thank you to everyone for tuning in, as always. And as always, thank you to Artemis and Miss D for being my co MCs here.
You're welcome, as always. And we do have someone to raid after, so stay
Oh,
on top.
yes,
Yeah.
we do have a little raid here. So, a smaller creator we want to support and
And
raid.
then Artemis.
Yeah, and you're
You
welcome. And Happy New Year again to everyone.
Yes, Happy New Year. And I wish you all a wonderful 2024, and go update your Rust clients. And with that, we're going to raid this person and give them your love. Have a wonderful week and a wonderful wipe. This is Bugs signing off.